Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanushalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from 28th verse of the second chapter of the first canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Makhaha, Vasudeva para Yoga, Vasudeva para Kriyaha. The meaning of this verses: in the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge is Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to please Him. Yoga is for realizing Him. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by Him only. So this is the verse that confirms that Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the only object of worship. The past few verses have been describing that people are situated in different modes of material nature, and only those who are situated on the mode of goodness, they are able to appreciate the position of Krishna as transcendental, above the gunas, and they take to worship of Krishna. But those who are situated in the modes of passion and ignorance, they are driven by material desires to actually worship some devata or some powerful person or some ghosts and spirits, etc. So, it is also explained in the previous verses that if somebody is serious about liberation from material bondage, then they should only worship the Supreme Lord Krishna and nobody else. Now, this verse confirms that it is Sri Krishna who is also known as Vasudeva. In the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, that Vasudeva refers to Krishna, the son of, transcendental son of Vasudeva. Also, Vasudeva is one who is always situated in the Vasudeva state, or the Shuddha Sattva state, or the transcendental state, above the gunas, in the spiritual state of existence. So, regarding the Vedas, Vasudeva para Veda. In the Vedic literature, there is the objective of establishing one's relationship with the Supreme and executing activities in that relationship, and ultimately reviving one's lost relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is the sum and substance of the Vedas. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord confirms, Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyam. The ultimate purpose of the Vedas is to know Krishna. And all the revealed scriptures are prepared by the Lord in his incarnation as Vyasadeva, just to remind the conditioned souls, the souls in the material world, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the object of worship, who is the ultimate goal of life. And no demigod or devata or any other person other than Krishna can award anyone liberation from material bondage. That is not possible. Mukti pradata sarvesham Vishnureva na samshaya. This is said by Lord Shiva. So, all the Vedic literatures confirm this. Now, the impersonalists, those whose understanding of the absolute truth is only impersonal Brahman, they do not know of the transcendental personality of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. They do not know. They try to put the Supreme Lord on equal footing with all living beings. They say everyone is God, everyone is Krishna, everyone is Narayana. So, such impersonalists, of course, when they think like that, or they put forward the philosophy like that, or they believe that, or they try to act like that, then they are completely in material bondage. They are not able to get out of material bondage. So for such people who try to get out of material bondage, even after realizing the absolute truth as impersonal Brahman, they can surrender to the Supreme Lord. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. When they realize Vasudeva sarvamiti. Vasudeva, Krishna, is the ultimate cause of all causes. Is the ultimate source even of the impersonal Brahman. Is the ultimate source of everything in existence, everyone in existence. So they have to culture transcendental knowledge for millions of births, and then they have to come in contact with a pure devotee. Only then they take to devotional service and they are able to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, what about sacrifices? Now, sacrifice means activities which are conducted for the satisfaction of Yajna, Yajna Purusha, or Vishnu, or Krishna. That is the meaning of the word sacrifice itself, Yajna. So the Lord is also called Yajna, Supreme Lord is called Yajna, because He is the one who actually enjoys all sacrificial offerings. He is the Yagneshwara. Yagneshwara. So, every sacrifice is meant for pleasing the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. That's why it is said, Vasudeva Paramakhaha. The purpose of all sacrifices is to please Vasudeva. That's the ultimate goal, the highest perfection of doing sacrifice. Now, sacrifices are performed with an objective. What is that objective? The real objective of performing sacrifice is to get freedom from material bondage. Yajnarthat karmanaha anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that unless one does work as sacrifice to Lord Vishnu, one will be actually bound up by their activities. So the only way for liberation from material bondage is to do work as sacrifice to Vishnu. And such work has to be done as sacrifice to Vishnu for pleasing Vishnu. Therefore, it is said here, the purpose of performing sacrifice is to please Vasudeva. Then yoga system. Yoga means to get in touch with the Supreme Lord. Now, the process of yoga generally involves some asana, pranayama, dhyana, meant this dhyana, meditation, is ultimately meant for concentrating the mind upon Paramatma, who is the localized aspect of Vasudeva or Krishna within the heart of every living being. So Paramatma realization, which is possible by those who practice yoga, Ashtanga yoga, that meditation process, that Paramatma realization is partial realization of Vasudeva, incomplete realization, or imperfect realization of Vasudeva. So only if one is able to actually go beyond Paramatma realization, understanding that Paramatma is actually an expansion of the Supreme Lord in the spiritual abode, in the spiritual planet, Vaikuntha, or Goloka Vrindavana, the personality of Godhead in the spiritual world. Until they understand or realize that, their realization is incomplete. Then it is also explained that in the Bhagavad Gita, even though somebody may worship some devata, some demigod, for getting some fruitive result. What is fruitive results? Perform some work and try to get some material benefit or get some material gain and enjoy that material gain for one's own sense gratification. So all such fruitive activities or fruitive results are ultimately awarded by the Supreme Lord Krishna only. No devata, even if somebody worships a devata and it looks like the devata is pleased with the worship and devata is giving some benediction, actually the devatas are not independent. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitaha. Somebody with great faith in some devata worships the devata. Tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. So the meaning of this verse in the Bhagavad Gita is, whatever a man may sacrifice to other demigods, it is really meant for the Supreme Lord Krishna alone, but it is offered without true understanding. Just like by simply watering the root of a tree, all the parts of the tree are automatically nourished. Simply by worshipping Krishna, all the devatas are satisfied. There is no need to separately worship each devata. Neither it is practical to worship all the devatas because the number of devatas is 33 crores. So who can worship all 33 crore devatas? That is impractical. So the scriptures teach us ultimately that only by the process of bhakti, when one worships Krishna exclusively, then that worship is complete, perfect, and one can have all desires fulfilled and all the devatas are automatically pleased, because the devatas are all ultimately subordinate to one Supreme Lord Krishna. They are all servants of Krishna. They are all empowered by Krishna. They are appointed by Krishna. You see? So they are not separate gods. None of the devatas are separate God. No. They are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord Krishna only. Because of their pious activities in the material world, they are able to occupy the position of a subordinate controller of this material creation. Indra, Chandra, Surya, Varuna, Vayu, so many devatas are there. And there are different levels of devatas also. Not all are at the same level. The topmost devatas are Brahma and Shiva. Of course, Vishnu is also sometimes described as a devata, but Vishnu is not a living being. Vishnu is not a subordinate personality. He is the Supreme Lord. But he also takes charge of maintenance of this material world. That he takes charge because nobody else can do that. No jiva, no living being, no other devata can actually maintain this material world. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kama. He is the only one who maintains, who supplies, who actually satisfies all the desires of the living entities, including the devatas. So if a devata wants to give some benediction to his worshipper, somebody is worshipping Indra. Now Indra wants to give some benefit to the person who is worshipping Indra. Then Indra has to get sanction of the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is sitting in his heart as Paramatma. Only if Krishna sanctions, then Indra can give something. If Krishna does not sanction, Indra cannot give any result to the worshipper. So this has to be very clearly understood.